it's me, Nick, the super awesome Lego builder himself, and today I'm back with another super awesome Lego model, and it's going to be another super awesome Lego ADU model, and where the ADU stands for Alien Defense Unit, in case you didn't know, and this is the ADU Swamp Chase, and it's one of the models that, if you remember, when on my very second video, I reviewed a Lego Alien Conquest custom humvee. Well, now this is one of the things that humvee has evolved into, and it is evolved into a massive swamp humvee. As you can see, this studio is a little small because you can also see right off the camera. But right here. But we're gonna get to that in just a second because, as always, I'm gonna be covering the minifigures first in my videos. So let's take a look. Technically, it comes with 3 minifigs, but because they're all there's sort of some other small characters, you could count them as 4. But let's just take a look at them all. So first, right here, we have Lloyd, a kid who is a bit of an orphan because his parents have both been abducted when he was very young and the aliens first came to Earth their second time. So he's been living at this sort of abandoned farmhouse that the next time I'm going to get to is going to get his big toy over there. So next we have the ADU Sniper, who some of my you subscribers, because I only have 4 by the way, at the moment currently, will recognize this is my avatar. So yes, this is the man and the ADU guy I have chosen for my avatar. And and like I say down in the description below, he is the one only person who has never feared an alien. So as you can see here, he's got the cool sunglass minifig face, and on the back side he has no extra head because he has never panicked. He always remained calm, and just look at that cool face. He also, and to symbolize that he's a sniper, along with his very special custom weapon, he has a completely black visor. And to make it even cooler, you can take his sniper rifle off here and snap it in back there, sort of off to the side, or either way works. So he sort of has a way of carrying the weapon around on his back, but usually he has it out and in his hand, whether or not he's sniping or head-on attacking. See which, dang it. And Lloyd actually has, here's a better look at Lloyd's face, and he's got another back face too. There's a nervous one. But Lloyd's usually pretty brave because he's been without his parents for like 5-6 years, maybe even 7. I don't know his official age. I guess I assume he's 5 because it just says, oh, you can't see. Yeah, I assume he's 5 because it says 5 on his shirt. There's just 5 there. But he basically knows how to take good care of himself, and he's not really sure what's happened because he's been away from civilization. He doesn't really know that Earth had to surrender, but, well, Earth had to surrender, and the ADU couldn't keep defeating the aliens, and the Metro Police took over and stuff. But he does know that something bad has happened, as he does have to ward off some aliens that invade his house occasionally. And we have the normal Metro Police trooper right here, which I assume you've seen in the last video. And he has the exact same face as the one in the other model. But that is cool. But there's just a cool thing because he's just a guy that's gonna be antagonist, and they've knocked over again. It's sort of hard to deal with the minifigures on the surface because this is a slightly slanted surface, so this stuff can happen. And over here we have a baby sprinter, and this is a baby version of the sprinter, which is an alien species of animals that the aliens have brought to Earth and have given them a huge advantage. Well, and this is a baby version of them. Now, what does the adult version of them look like? Well, I'm going to cover that in a future episode, or review, / whatever you want to call it. And he's sort of partially cyanized because he's got some jet boosters down here too, so he can jump up like this. And 3 legs, so where he can sort of just gallop. And there's sort of some binocular eyes there, 4 eyes. And he'll be attacking with, again, the Metro Trooper. But I don't really need to keep them up because I'm just going to push them aside now. And now we're going to get to this. Now, this is probably the most boring thing I've ever built out of this entire ADU series so far because I'm not 100% finished. But most likely it's the most boring one. This is an alien drone UFO. And these are basically the alien versions of the probes that we use to spy on enemies. So this is basically the alien version of this, and it has a glass minifigure head underneath it here to give it sort of the illusion that it is floating, as you can kind of see. Can't really get a good view of it but basically what that does, it just keeps it off the ground, and there's just this tiny little thruster there. So I guess apparently this is just going to be zooming around and scouting out for the big swamp vehicle. Okay, so it's going to be a little confusing when I review these two things because they basically sort of go together in an interesting Lego-y sort of way. But I guess I'm just going to sort of cover this one first because this is the main model of the set and pretty much the only big thing. But this is the ADU Swamp Humvee. It doesn't have an official name, but Swamp Humvee pretty much sums it up. And this is actually the 3rd largest set. So technically, if I were reviewing these sets in more of an order, I would have reviewed this instead of the Metro Police laptop chase. But this one, but I decided I'd review that other set first because those would introduce the Metro Police, and it would be a little easier to sort of explain what's going on here. Sorry, got a bit of a cough. So basically what's going on now is that the ADU sniper right here is trying to get this vehicle, which is carrying an anti-UFO weapon on the back, which I will show in a minute, or a few minutes, I guess, and is trying to get to the city from a more remote route, so it will be harder for the Metro Police to catch up to them. So that's where this vehicle comes in. But let's get down to talking about the vehicle. So upon creating this vehicle, my idea for it would be sort of a combination between a Halo Warthog and one of the vehicles from Borderlands 2. So all in all, this is what I came out with, and I am happy with what I got with it. And I had planned that to make this look like a very off-road rugged swamp vehicle. In fact, as a matter of fact, it was actually intended to originally have suspension up front, and these tires were gonna be the tires that are twice the size of these tires, but as you can probably figure, I realized that wasn't gonna work out as I hoped. So I did succeed in giving it the sort of classic swamp vehicle little roll cage thing, because I didn't actually want it to just have a normal windshield. It has one seat right there, and this can be, and because that's just the yellow back seat, what you can do is just take this off, take the ADU sniper's rifle off, and put it back in here with a hunting rifle that Lloyd uses, and you can just take this up and just remember, this is a lot harder for me because I'm doing this through a camera. Just stick this here, there, and there he is. And he even has a gear shift, so it's pretty detailed along with the steering wheel. And you can stick Lloyd back around here, in here, but it doesn't work very well because he's off-centered. So the way I prefer to do it is, which goes along with the way the story works, is to actually change Lloyd's smirk face to his really worried face right here. Put him up there. Put the canvas over. As you can see up here, there's this cone thing. This also sort of derives back from my other Humvee. That was more of a normal army-style Humvee. You see this, and you take this little center peg right here, which is just made out of a clip, and you stick that there. Take his hands, and he can't really peg in very well back there, but dang. Just take it and pegs in, and you can sort of turn it, and it can be in a bend like this, so he can be gunning up here. Well, Lloyd is sort of really nervous, and he's driving around like crazy. And there is also, and that was a bad move. And unlike, you can take these little crates out back here, but unlike my original Humvee, they don't come, they're not really intended to, they don't come out very easily. But you can sort of get this barrel out right here. Like I said, not really easy. And you can see it's painted with the octane, I guess I should say, the colors. So, there's a nice little catch. So, there's an octane barrel, and the sniper can fire at that. There. So, now the other thing that this comes with, which is pretty cool, is, well, somewhat cool because it doesn't fully work like it's sort of intended to, is, need to adjust this light here, and fold, should be working, hold it, is this. So basically this is the garage, and the idea is, let me just turn it slightly so you can get a better view, is that this car is in the garage and this is the garage door, and the garage no longer works, so the only way the car can really get out, or the Humvee I guess I should say, is to break through. And that is simulated by this lever right here. Ta-da! So, it has some models, but all in all, it came out pretty much like I want to. But then the problem is, because this is being held in place by these huge things right here, the vehicle sort of has to drive over them. But it is a pretty rough terrain vehicle, so not too many problems there, hopefully. So now, the final feature I want to get on with this is the back. And the back is cool because this is actually a trailer, rifle fell out there, carrying an anti-UFO weapon, which you can see right here. So you can break that out and you can see the back, and you can see it still has tail lights right here, though there are tail lights back there. And then there's what the front section of that looks like. This isn't quite as stable though, so just gonna leave it over there. You see this little red thing right here? You can actually, comes off pretty easily, but you can actually flip that down into a support. For it to fully work, you need to flip that up too. But otherwise, you get a trailer that rolls very easily, but it's a trailer. There you go. So basically, the idea is that you can, because once again, this has and that type of chair. You can take you can place the ADU sniper right there, and apparently this thing is going to be zooming around kind of up here. So simply you just take this little, judging that it doesn't roll forward like that, which sometimes does, just hold it still with the back of your hand and this is going nowhere nearly as easily as I thought this would. So you just gonna, this will just and go around like this, and boom, it falls like that. And maybe if it would stay stiller, it would be a lot cooler, and it would be a lot more interesting. But this does have some trouble staying up on frictionless surfaces, and it's even worse because this is entirely covered in a big sheet of paper. But otherwise, I think that is pretty much it for this model. I've heard everything. So it's a pretty cool model in my opinion. I will admit that even though this does have slightly more functions, I did still like the original Humvee that I built better, because that one will always just remain a favorite for me, because I was expecting nowhere nearly it to come out as cool as it would, and it just had a lot of detail that was unusual for me at the time back then. But this will still be pretty cool, and I hope you like it just as much as I do. And it looks like I've just about come to an end of this video, and this has been pretty long. I see it is at 18 minutes already. So I'm going to be signing out now. Oh, remember to smash that like button and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you later. Goodbye.